So what do you think? Does the average Washington citizen know much about state government? We decided to find out. What are the 3 branches of government?
And so the executive, that's like the president and the cabinet and so on. And then there's the Senate, which is sort of a federal coming together of all the different, regions. And then there's the Congress, right, which is like districts within a state talking together about what goes on with the state.
Judicial, legislative, and the executive branch.
Give an example of a check and balance in state government.
A good example is if the legislature passes something, the governor can veto it. Another example is just because they both pass it, the Supreme Court can say it's unconstitutional.
Can you identify this couple?
Not at all.
That's Governor Gregoire, and these are the 2 girls that played soccer for Olympia High School, and that's the first gentleman, Mike.
Who signs a bill into law?
I'd have to say Senate, but it might be the mayor?
The governor.
The governor.
The governor.
During the legislative session, I am a legislator of sorts. This last session, I signed 522 bills in 20 days after the legislature left town. Prepare the budget, of course, for all the people of the state. Do trade missions around the world to attract good businesses to our state and to sell Washington products.
What services are provided by the state government?
A democratic process, so we can be able to vote and be a people-run government.
It's a lot of services, like Department of Transportation, the education, law enforcement.
Can you identify these people?
Simon Cowell, I think his name is.
This guy is from the west side. I believe he's like our lieutenant governor.
Yeah, I think I know that guy. Well, the job of the lieutenant governor is one of taking the place of the governor if anything should happen to the governor, or if she just so happens to leave the state of Washington, go down to Portland, Oregon, or China, on a trade mission or something of that nature. Someone needs to be there to handle the issues of the day, sign the papers and expedition papers, emergency papers, and things like that. I preside over the Senate. When the Senate's in session, I'm the presiding officer.
Can you name the state or federal senators who represent you?
Oh, it's a young fella. Real handsome kid. I don't know his name. I know his name, but I don't.
Patty and Maria, and then there would be Doc Hastings, and then the local ones are Mary Skinner and Jim Clements and some guy out of Natchez.
Why should state government be important to you? Why should you care? How does it affect your daily life? What does state government do for you? Let's take a look. In 2007, the legislature introduced 19 bills relating to Washington's air quality. A bill introduced in 2007 required the labeling of food from cloned animals. There were 73 bills introduced addressing water quality. In 2007, approximately $3 million was allocated in the state budget for after-school programs. There were over 140,000 claims submitted to the Department of Labor and Industry in 2006. There are approximately 275 state troopers on Washington roads at any given time. You can make a difference in state government. How can you get involved? Here are some ideas. Know your state legislators.
There are many ways you can contact your legislator. You can send a letter, you can leave a phone message with the member's office, you can leave a phone message via the legislative hotline, you can send an email, and in fact the email is now the most common way for people to contact their legislators. You can send a fax, You can ask for an appointment with your legislator. It'll probably be a brief appointment, but you can meet with your legislator.
Be informed.
There are many opportunities to get involved. You can go to a town hall meeting with the legislator, where you're going to have an opportunity to ask questions and hear from them about their priorities. Or you can go down to Olympia, when many legislators have constituent days in Olympia, when you can come down and meet with them, tour the Capitol, maybe the governor's mansion, and watch the process in action. And I think that's always exciting to do.
This amendment says,
Make your opinions known.
Constituents contact our office in many ways: email, snail mail, by the telephone, and many times they just come on by. If you don't have your legislator's contact information, you can look it up online and click on District Finder. Thanks for calling the Washington State Legislature. How can we help you?
Get involved.
Hi, welcome to the Legislative Information Hotline. If you'd like to send a message to your legislators, we can take down your name, address, and phone number and send a message electronically to the legislators in your district.
Youth are also involved in state government in Washington State. One way is through the Legislative Youth Advisory Council, a group of 14 to 18-year-olds that advises the state legislature on issues of importance to youth. Teens can also page for the House and Senate, and every year about 80 college juniors and seniors intern for the House and Senate members. Youth can also be involved in state government through programs outside of the state legislature, such as YMCA Youth in Government, Junior State, We the People, and 4-H.
Continue learning.
Civic education must include the education community, and the legislature has several programs designed to do just that. One of these programs is the Legislators Back to School program. It brings legislators into the classroom to talk about who they are, where they come from, and what they do on a daily basis. It also is an opportunity for them to let students know that their ideas count. The Legislative Scholar program brings middle and high school teachers from around the state to Olympia for 3 days to learn all about the process and the people involved. During session, there is 1 day set aside specifically to honor civic education and to recognize teachers involved in the process.
A tour is a great way to learn about state government. If you're interested in coming to Olympia, to your state capital, we have tours every hour on the hour, 7 days a week. The first one begins at 10 and the last one starts at 3 o'clock. We can take you through the building and answer all of your questions about how the building was built and when. We can take you into the legislative chambers and you can see where our laws are made. We would love to have you here.
And of course, please remember to vote.